Hello, and thank you for joining us today for the industry forum for the I-285 Westbound Aux Lane Extension Project, PI number 0017130, which is the final advanced improvement project within the Major Mobility Investment Program, or MMIP. We look forward to providing information today regarding the schedule, scope, and budget for this important project. During this industry forum, the department will provide information about the project's delivery goals, the anticipated scope, anticipated design-build procurement process, and potential risks. This is a recorded presentation. Any information provided by the department shall be considered as informational only and subject to change. Please be sure to review the project procurement documents for the most current information. I'm Andrew Hainig, and today I will provide an overview of the design-build program at GDOT. Anthony Tate, who is the project manager for the project, will then provide an overview of the project scope. Lastly, I will wrap things up by providing some information regarding the project's procurement schedule and details. And with that, now I'll get started on the design-build program overview. The design-build delivery method combines pre-construction related activities with construction services into one contract. And of course, this allows contractors to participate in the project's design, which improves communications, expedites project delivery, and reduces project costs. Design-build is governed in Georgia by 23 Code of Federal Regulations, Part 636, Georgia Code Section 32281, the Board Rules Chapter 672-18. Also be sure to check out the department's design-build manual located on the design-build webpage. There are several other upcoming design-build projects to make note of, which can be seen on this slide. More information about each of these projects can be found on the design-build webpage, which is listed at the bottom of the slide. Projects with procurement starting later this year include the State Route 400 Phase 1 Design-Build project, as well as the FY22 Design-Build Bridge Bundle project. And then longer-term projects include the 3 State Route 316 interchange projects and the State Route 25 at Darien River Bridge Replacement project. We are also looking at other projects to be added to the program at a later date. And now I'd like to pass the presentation to Anthony Tate, who will speak on the project specifics.
Thanks, Andrew. Over the next few slides, I will discuss the project scope, roles and responsibilities, and some of the potential risks to GDOT and the design builder. The I-285 Westbound Auxiliary Lane Extension Project will add an auxiliary lane between Roswell Road and Riverside Drive on I-285. The Mount Vernon Highway Bridge over I-285 will be replaced as well to accommodate this auxiliary lane. Additionally, the I-285 bridge over Long Island Drive will be widened and Long Island Drive will be lowered to provide vertical clearance, which will require staging plans. Right-of-way acquisition is required along Mount Vernon Highway, and the categorical exclusion environmental document is anticipated to be approved in the first quarter of 2022. GDOT does not anticipate an additional public information open house for the project. However, a small detour meeting may be required as part of the environmental coordination with the City of Sandy Springs. There is also a private elementary school located along Long Island Drive, which will be a stakeholder on the project. We anticipate construction starting in 2023 with substantial completion expected in 2025. The department has coordinated with the City of Sandy Springs on aesthetic requirements for the Mount Vernon Bridge, which you can see here. These bridge upgrades will be included in the bid price, and an MOU is already approved with Sandy Springs to incorporate these design features. Also shown is a typical section for Long Island Drive under I-285. You can see a new sidewalk will be included. The RFP will include stipulations that the existing piers align with the proposed piers to not prohibit future work under the bridge. However, the I-285 bridge is only being widened and not replaced. The City of Sandy Springs and Springmont School will be stakeholders on the project. Long Island Drive may be only staged for a 3-month summer period, which will be stipulated further in the contract. The design builder will be responsible for design and construction, schedule development and management, maintaining traffic control and construction signage, detour notification support, utility coordination and relocation, completing the project within a defined timeline. A defined project substantial completion date will be provided in the contract. Schedule acceleration will not be evaluated. As mentioned, a maximum detour duration for Long Island Drive will also be stipulated. GDOT's roles and responsibilities on the project include reviews of the submittals, which will be performed by both Georgia DOT and the GEC, managing media relations with assistance from the design builder, providing material testing through OMAT, and performing CEI with support from OAD's consultant. The CEI consultant may not be an engineer of record or prime consultant on any design build team. All right-of-way necessary to deliver the project will be acquired by the department, and a date certain for property acquisition will be included in the DB contract. We have a few risks and mitigation strategies, which include environmental, utilities, right-of-way, and design exception risks, which are all noted on this slide. Please note that we have already received approval on the inside shoulder width design exception, which will be included with the final RFP. Additional potential risks can be seen here, which include geotechnical, local outreach coordinating with stakeholders, the cost estimate, and the overall contract duration, which I've touched upon. Now I'd like to pass the presentation back to Andrew to discuss the project procurement. Andrew?
All right, thank you, Anthony. And I'll finish the presentation today by discussing the project procurement method, schedule, and evaluation criteria for the project. The I-285 Westbound Aux Lane Extension project will be procured through a two-phase, low-bid process with a shortlist. Technical proposals will be reviewed on a pass-fail basis, and price proposals will be reviewed based on the advertised RFP. The apparent successful proposer will be the responsive proposer who submits the lowest qualified price for the project, meeting the technical requirements. It's important to note that this will also be the first two-phase low-bid project where ATCs will be accepted. Due to the nature of this project, the 3.02 area class for urban roadway design will be required for the lead design consultant. And in addition to 3.02, the design build team will also need to be pre-qualified in the area classes listed here, and I'll pause so you can review them. And now onto the RFQ evaluation criteria. SOQs submitted by proposers will be reviewed for responsiveness against the requirements of the RFP, and then will be evaluated by the Technical Review Committee. Proposers that are deemed responsive and have been subsequently shortlisted may submit a price and technical proposal in response to the RFP in accordance with criteria included in the design build manual. The RFQ will stipulate required personnel that include a lead contractor project manager, a lead design consultant project manager, the engineer of record, who may also be the lead consultant PM if so desired, a contractor superintendent, and a quality control manager. And these position requirements are similar to previous low bid shortlist procurements. Qualified personnel must demonstrate a minimum threshold of relevant experience in order to be eligible, and then they will be evaluated based on their experience. Proposers will be evaluated based on several factors, including evaluating the key personnel identified on the previous slide, also evaluating the lead contractor and lead design consultant firms, and evaluating the projects delivered of similar complexity, whether those are design build or design bid build, by the lead contractor and the lead design consultant. The next three slides go through the required information in the RFQ phase, which include lead contractor or lead design consultant basic company information, the lead contractor certificate of qualifications, the lead design consultant and subconsultant's notice of professional consultant qualifications, and then a matrix listing proposers, Georgia DOT, pre-qualified area classes, and finally also Exhibit 2, which includes certificate forms for the lead contractor and lead design consultant. Additional required information will include statements of disclosures or a conflict of interest statement, an organizational chart and narrative, letters regarding financial capacity of the respondent, the lead contractor, and the lead design consultant, as well as a signed certificate and acknowledgement or bond form. The last bit of information required, which is also included in the shortlist evaluation of firms, includes the industrial safety record, and then the minimum threshold that I touched on earlier that the personnel must demonstrate are key personnel experience and qualifications, including 10 years of industry experience for each key personnel position, and should also include at least 3 years of experience in the same or similar role for projects of similar size and complexity as the I-285 Aux Lane project. The lead contractor experience and qualifications, including at least 3 construction projects delivered using design build and or design bid build, and similarly, at least 3 consultant design projects delivered using design build and or design bid build contracting that demonstrate similar size, function, or scope as the I-285 aux lane project. So with that, I'd like to move on to the RFP criteria. The RFP will have multiple volumes, including the instructions to proposers, the design-build agreement, as well as technical provisions. We do encourage proposer feedback, as always, through one-on-one meetings, as well as the question and response process. Proposal packages will include an administrative information submittal, technical proposals, and a price proposal to include firm fixed pricing secured by a proposal bond. Technical proposal requirements will be similar to the I-85 widening Phase 3 project, with one exception of ATCs, and may include a PDF schedule and a short narrative on approach, among other items. Technical proposal commitments may be captured from the proposal and brought into the RFP. As Anthony mentioned earlier in the presentation, a fixed contract duration will be included in the RFP, and proposers will need to demonstrate that contract duration. As mentioned, this is the first time ATCs will be incorporated in a two-phase low-bid project. One-on-one meetings during the RFP phase will be the appropriate opportunity to discuss ATCs with GDOT. Of course, confidentiality will be maintained throughout the RFP process. And GDOT then may negotiate approved ATCs from unsuccessful proposers into the awarded design builder's contract to obtain additional value or cost savings. As mentioned, GDOT will utilize a two-phase low-bid procurement method with the shortlist, and because of this ATC process, the stipulated fee is anticipated to be $50,000. Proposers must turn over all project-related information collected and prepared during the preparation of technical and price proposals, and the information may be provided to the awarded design builder team. And now I'd like to talk about the procurement schedule for the project. This slide shows the tentative procurement schedule for the project. Our next step is to hold industry one-on-one meetings with the RFQ advertisement following on December 3rd. GDOT plans to issue the RFP on February 11th, 2022, and then announce the successful bidder on May 27th, 2022. And please note that all dates are subject to change. Please be sure to review the current procurement documents for any date changes. And with that, I'd like to close the presentation by expressing the department's gratitude for our continued partnership with the industry. And also, we really look forward to working with you on this very important project. If there are any questions, please send them to the email address listed on the slide, or you can visit the Design Build webpage further. And thank you for your time today.